they're the GC champs of the SSAF champion of the world. This is JP Wolf. How you doing, buddy?
Happy Halloween, ladies and germs, boys and ghouls.
Do you get trick-or-treaters there?
No.
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 Yeah, I don't either.
And honestly, it's kind of a bummer because even when I stopped trick-or-treating when I was like, I don't know, 11.
Yeah.
And then after that, I really enjoyed handing out candy to kids.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hearing all the jokes and seeing all the fun costumes and like munching on a little bit of candy myself here and there.
Of
And like,
course.
I loved it. Like that's, when Haley and I get a house someday, that's one thing I'm going to do. Like, of course I'm going to hand out candy to kids.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I don't know what kids do here because everyone lives in apartments. Like, you're not just going to go around.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess if you live
Do
in the
they
right
go-
kind of building, maybe like a family friendly,
Yeah.
or a lot of kids. And families and stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe do they go to like certain areas where there's like brownstones and stuff?
Yeah, they have to travel. I mean,
right?
yeah,
I would
you
think
don't just
so.
knock on random people's door in your building. It's just not done.
No, not in this day and age.
Yeah. But yeah, we because it's Halloween today, our feature presentation is the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
The original is great. George Romero and Zack Snyder's directorial debut, written by James Gunn. I love this movie.
I think it's great.
I really do. I really do.
This movie made me wish that that Zack Snyder would never write a movie, but he just had talented people write for him.
Yeah.
Because when he's just left to direct, he's a really, really good director.
He's got a great vision, and yeah, he gets a little overly flashy, but like this movie, you could see the little inklings of Snyder-esque stuff, but it was way more restrained.
Yeah.
And that really shows. And it's this movie came out when we were in high school, and it was one of those movies I saw in the theater that kind of broke my brain in a way, because I was just like, oh my god, this movie's crazy.
Yeah, there's some legitimately great shots in this movie.
Oh, 100%. Totally.
But before we get into that, what have you been watching, reading, seeing, doing this week?
So I started watching, actually just before this, I started watching that horror movie Barbarian. Have you watched that yet?
I've heard about that, but no, I haven't seen it.
So I'm only halfway through, and it's really interesting. I'm not going to give any. Yeah, I'm not going to give any context, but halfway through, it does a death proof.
Oh, wait, what do you mean by that? I can't remember.
You know how death proof? It starts off as one story, and then about halfway through, it goes to another completely different story.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that.
Barbarian does that, and it's really interesting. I don't know exactly where it's going just yet, but it's great, and I like it a lot, and it's creepy and scary. We also that documentary series, The Vow, about that creep Keith Raniere, who started that sex cult where he like branded women and stuff.
Oh,
like,
wow.
and he did you not hear about this?
No.
Oh my god! And so it was the one where Allison Mack from Smallville, who was the blonde lady on Smallville, she got sentenced. She was a big higher up in this kind of cult that was masked as like a self-help group, and it attracted a bunch of actresses and
kind of like that one in like Oregon or Washington or whatever it was, with like the guru, but it was just a giant sex cult.
Exactly. The second season of the doc series came out, and this second season is all about kind of his trial and all the people who are around him kind of falling, being indicted and convicted. And yeah, it's obviously very intense and very, tough to watch sometimes, but it's really well done. Yeah, that's kind of it so far. What about you? What have you been watching, reading, seeing, doing?
Not a whole lot. Andor, still great. Couple episodes left. Have you? I haven't watched this yet, but I want to. There's a Spotify documentary. I think it's on Netflix.
No, I'm not familiar.
Yeah, I need to check that out.
Okay, I gotta add that to the list.
Yeah, maybe I'll learn something seeing as our show is hosted by.
And I mean, I use Spotify every day for music.
Yeah,
every day.
I heard it's good, so I'm gonna look into that. But yeah, that's
okay.
it.
Nice.
I'm just kind of jacked up to get into this.
Let's do it.
Let's get into our feature presentation.
And now, our feature presentation.
Dawn of the Dead from 2004, 76% for the critics on Rotten Tomatoes, a 77% for the audience, directed by Zack Snyder, starring Sarah Polley as Anna, Ving Rhames as Kenneth, Jake Weber as Michael, Ty Burrell as Steve, Michael Kelly as CJ, Kevin Zegers as Terry, and all this pain inside amplified by the fact that I can't get by with my 9 to 5 and I can't provide the right type of life for my family because, man, these goddamn food stamps don't buy diapers and it's no movie. There's no Mekhi Phifer as Andre.
I had no idea where that was going, but it was...
I couldn't help myself.
Yeah. Great cast.
Yeah.
Great
so
cast. Like, stacked cast. Ty Burrell, before everyone knew him as, like, the lovable dad from Modern Family.
Such a scumbag.
He's such a fucking dirty scumbag in this movie. Ving Rhames is great. Mekhi Phifer did an awesome job.
Jake Webb, such a hard ass, like.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh man. And yeah, like written by James Gunn. When like I read a couple of things before this, and everyone was like, "The fucking hack who wrote Scooby-Doo is remaking Dawn of the Dead." And I'm like, if only they could see him now.
Yeah.
That motherfucker is heading up DC Films and is like killing it.
I hadn't thought of this, but they have a connection, right, with this movie.
Oh yeah, they're both now in the.
Brings him. I don't know.
Yeah,
because they worked well together before.
They really did, and it's just. Yeah, I mean, they'll be like, "Hey, remember when we made that zombie movie 20 years ago? Yeah, let's make some more cool shit."
Like I like Zack Snyder. I actually really do. I have a problem with his, not all his fans, like, but you know who we're talking about when you say the Snyder fans. It's not everybody.
Sure.
But there's that group of horrible people.
Sure. Sure. Of course.
But like, he, oh my God, like he has a problem with storytelling.
Yeah,
like
I think he's
like
more
writing.
invested in. Yeah, he's definitely more invested in visuals than I think he is in storytelling. Which, you know, hey, his shit looks great.
Oh, absolutely,
it looks awesome.
But that's why you get someone that, like, I noticed numerous times where I was like, oh, this is about to not make sense. Like, why did this person do that? Or like would normally happen in one of his movies. It's just like, I have a cool idea, so. Fuck, who cares how I get there? Like,
right,
this shit's
exactly.
gonna look great. It's like the rule of cool kind of thing that he abides by. But yeah, everything tracked. Like there are no like plot holes. Like everything kind of made sense. Like, so I was like surprised. I was like, oh yeah, because James Gunn wrote this.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's just. God, yeah, I really, really liked this movie and was excited to watch it again. And when we watched it again, I was like, wow, this movie does track.
Yeah,
and it just really holds up. It's so good.
I mean, I could see why like zombie purists, if you will, wouldn't like it because it's the fast zombies and like, you know, they changed kind of like the whole point of the zombies was like they're supposed to be slow. It's like an unstoppable, slow-moving, like encroaching force that you just can't do anything about. That's just gonna eventually overwhelm you. Yeah, but he put his own take on it. And I mean, it's cool. It works.
Yeah, I mean, and this came out shortly after 28 Days Later, which is another fast-moving zombie movie that really even more so broke my brain because that movie was made by Danny Boyle, who did, Slumdog Millionaire and Train Spotting and all these really, artistic, highfalutin, Oscar winning movies, but also like kind of punk rock in a way too. Yeah.
I mean, 28 Days Later was, it was a zombie movie, but it was kind of artsy too. Like the way things were shot.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, of course. Of course. I mean, they specifically shot it on like VHS cameras or whatever.
Yeah, because it had that grain to it. That was so cool. And the fact that they were like in London and there's no one there, like how the fuck did they do that?
They shut it down, I think, for like 10 minutes or some crazy shit like that.
Wide shots that not just like
not a soul
that shut down. It's like nothing was there. Like you believed that city was empty because it was fucking empty.
I wonder in like the Westworld universe if there's like a zombie world. If like, you could have like a zombie apocalypse in Westworld where like the zombies, they don't like exactly like eat you and bite you, but like you got to kill them because like they'll fuck you up. Like how that would be like a zombie Westworld, a zombie world Dawn of the Dead thing where you're like in a mall and it's just like, that would be fucking
That's a good
cool.
idea. I love Westworld for all its schlock and ridiculousness. There's something about it that fascinates me.
Yeah, I need to catch up with that. I've only seen the
newest
first
season
two.
was actually good. I was kind of out. I almost didn't watch it because the third was not good at all.
That's what I remember you saying. Yeah.
Kind of fucked.
Okay.
Back to the movie.
Yeah, tangent.
Big time. You went on the road with me. You're supposed to stop me. We can't both go off the rails. We'll never get through this. All right, we kick off with Anna just nursing it up at a hospital. Just finishing up her day. Like they have like little things, so she's a good person. Like her shift ended like an hour ago, but she's still there helping people and all that. There's a lot of little things at the beginning of this that I really loved.
I wrote the same thing. I was like, those little cues, like somebody's in ICU and she's like, after a bite? Yeah. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and but it's just like, whatever. Like, there's no like energy behind it. There's no like lingering on it, like thinking about what that could be. It's just like, fuck it. I probably just worked 12 hours. I'm going home.
Yeah, exactly.
And then even when she gets in the car, like there were a lot of signs that should have tipped them off. But when you're just in like at the end of your day and you're tired and you're like the monotony of regular life.
Yeah.
You're not going to like pick up on some of these things. This is all background noise. You're just kind of like checked out. Like even like the car ride home, like she's flipping stations and like there's little snippets really, really, really quick that like if she just stopped on it, she might have gotten some good information.
Like what's going on here? Yeah, exactly.
But even then, it might not even register because it's like your mind can't comprehend something like that.
Yeah, it's like in Shaun of the Dead where he's flipping through the channels, but all the words coincide, and he's like, people are rioting in the streets, and then there's power in the streets of London, and like,
so good.
Oh, so good. But yeah, I wrote that same thing down, these little tiny cues. And then she gets home and the little girl like rollerblading or roller skating in the street.
Yeah.
And
that's another thing. Like everything was set up. Like there's a reason for every single scene.
Yes, exactly.
Like love gun or not, he has every scene. There's a reason for it. Like,
Yep. And they shot this in chronological order too, which is really interesting because that never happens ever. So I feel like whenever you hear about movies that shoot in chronological order like this, there's just something that makes you feel the through line, because it's like, a lot of times they'll shoot like the sex scene early on, or they'll shoot the death scene early on, where it's like when you have that chance to almost do it like a play and build it up to the things, I feel like they have a little bit more stakes and a little bit more depth to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously not an actor, but I've always felt like that would be difficult. It's like day one
100%.
doing the last scene of the movie. It's like I'm not even in the feel for this yet. Like and we're already at like the climax or the end when I shoot the most handle on this character.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a lot of the times where rehearsal comes into play.
So yeah, she arrives home and we have that scene with the neighbor, which is nice. And then I really like her husband's not in it very long, but like you believe that like they love each other. Like
yeah,
she, like, kinda, like,
they have
takes
good
his shoes
chemistry.
off, and then like they're like holding hands, but just kind of like doing these weird little things that are really great.
Yeah, they have great little moments, and then of course, while they're having sexy time in the shower, like the really big news bulletin on the TV, it's just like they just happen to miss all of this shit.
Yeah, the emergency broadcast signal. That's one of. There's a few things that are unsettling to me for whatever reason, and that noise just like, oof.
Yeah, it just
I'm like, oh no, it's just dread.
Yeah, definitely.
I am glad that they got to bang one last time though. Before.
I mean, hey, what a night to go out on.
Yeah.
While things were still normal.
Just a little shower sex. Good times. Good for them. Next morning.
Here's
what? Yeah.
I was gonna say the next morning. They're just okay with this little neighbor girl coming in their house in the morning. Like, even if she wasn't a zombie, I would be like, hey, you probably shouldn't be here. What are you doing just walking into our house in the morning?
Well, that worked for me because they were like startled at first, but then immediately the camera goes to like her mouth half torn off. So they're like all that goes out the window of like
jump right into it.
Like, oh my God, I gotta go help her, which he does, unfortunately.
Ooh, damn. Neck
bit
bite. Ooh, fuck. And she just goes right into nurse mode too. She's trying to stop the bleeding. She's all kind of discombobulated, but she's, just jumps right into her robotic kind of nurse training and trying to do the blood, and it is not working.
Yeah. And I love the calling 911 and it's unavailable, and she's just like, what the fuck? Like, why? Obviously she doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And then like he basically dies, but then like goes silent, still pops back up, zombie.
Holy shit. When she slams the door into the bathroom, but all that momentum kind of throws her back into the shower, like that was like really brutal to me.
She falls into that tub so fucking hard.
Yeah, like ow. How the fuck? Like, yes, neck biting, but like you're like, ooh, ow. But when you see a stunt that looks like it could have just been like a real ass fall, I kind of go, ooh.
Like I don't know how you make that cushion.
I have no idea either. It's just like, yes, stunt people know how to fall properly and whatnot, but still, like, somebody's getting fucked up from that. Somebody's bonking their head, hurting their tailbone.
I mean, the Foley was
something.
on point too, because it was just like brutal sound.
Ooh, yeah, like a
dead thud.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Oof, yeah.
And then of course, like it goes silent again, and she goes to the door, and her husband does his best Jack Nicholson impression.
Here's Johnny.
So now she's really had enough. Climbs out the window. That's conveniently in the bathroom. Oh man, I love everything about what happens next. Like she like makes her way to her car, but she's just like so flustered and like can't comprehend what's going on. So she's not like moving at a clip. Like
she's in shock.
Yeah,
at this
absolutely,
point, for sure.
I mean, and she doesn't know what's happening. It's like this is the person I'm in love with and I'm married to, and they just like. Why? Why would they do that? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, and then she tries to like see the neighbor is out on his front lawn with a gun, and he's just like, "Get back, Anna, get back!" And she's like, "I just want to know what's happening.
Yes.
Get back!" Boom! Whoa, Black Betty, ambulance! Like
ambulance! Oh, he gets pasted by an ambulance.
Oh my God, he
so
gets
good.
Smeared by the ambulance, and shit is all fucked up.
Oh my God,
all fucked up.
I absolutely love this scene after he gets pasted, because the next view, it was all like almost a close up of her face. Like you couldn't really see what she was seeing. And the next view is just like the camera right, like almost on her shoulder. And you just see, and it's just this wide shot of her like cookie cutter neighborhood, just in absolute chaos.
Yeah, people are running.
And it's just washing over her. Even though you can't see her face, the way it's shot makes you feel what she's feeling. Like, you know exactly what she's feeling. Just the way they did the camera and everything, which is that's impressive.
And then that overhead car crash, that is incredible.
Yeah, she's just like slowly going through. Like, she's not like driving fast. Like, so when she does eventually get in the car, and her husband comes out and like punches the window. I love that when she drives away, he's like sprinting after, and then catches like a view of some other neighbor just like wandering out, and just immediately pivots like
just like an animal, animal.
Yeah, that's great.
Ugh.
I love that.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's just like swerving around, like, what is going on? And yeah, that overhead where the car like spins out and just hits the gas station and explodes.
Oh my God, jeez! And then it shows that the part that really fucked me up too when I first saw this movie was in the bus, and it's you see the back of the bus, the windows all like fogged over or something, so you can't really see anything. But two zombies are coming after like a woman or something, and she's trying to fight them off.
There's something
and can't.
so upsetting about the way it's shot.
Yeah,
like it's just because I don't know, you don't like it, and that's how she feels too. She's like I can't do anything about this, like. Watching someone just get murdered in front of me, and there's nothing I can do. And then some dickhead tries to carjack her.
some fucking ambulance driver or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had some sort of either like an EMT or some sort of outfit on. So she just like punches it, careens off the road, and crashes into a tree. And all this even before the opening credits.
I know, and all of a sudden,
the man in black belting out. The man comes around. It's so great.
It's just like makes so much sense with the
love
lyrics.
The way it's they do so much world build. I'm a sucker for news casts and news reports being put into a movie. Like I love it. It's something that just resonates with me. I think it's fantastic. I think they did a great job of like. Slowly showing like clips of like reporters and things are getting worse, but it's just like quick, like maybe a couple lines, and it's like intercut with the zombies like mauling people and causing chaos, and it's just slowly seeing society collapse essentially.
just crumble.
It's so great. Like one of the last ones is like a bunch of soldiers on like the White House lawn or something getting overrun.
And just tons of guys just shooting automatic weapons, just trying to defend them. And oh God.
Which actually, now that I think about it, doesn't really line up because none of that had really, like it wasn't all gone at that point. Like it works for like what it's doing, but that's actually one of the few things that didn't quite, because like there's still newscasts like days later, like a day or two later. So society had completely gone down, but that's not really. That's
details.
Not but
details.
And great opening scene, great opening use of credits and everything they did there. Love it. Back to the movie. Anna comes to, crawls out of her Toyota, only to come face with Kenneth and his giant boomstick.
Yeah, and he's just like, say something, and she's just.
I was so waiting for her to go something, because Pulp Fiction,
a little Pulp Fiction reference.
Yeah, I wanted that so bad. She just goes, please.
That was very close.
Yeah, and he's a cop. She just decides to follow him because like she still doesn't know what the fuck's going on. It's like, I guess I'll follow the cop with a giant gun.
Yeah, seriously, sounds like a good thing to do. Yeah.
They come across Michael, Andre, and his pregnant wife. And Andre pops off a couple shots, but luckily he's terrible at using a gun, apparently.
Yeah, that was also another super close call.
Yeah. And they chat for a bit. I love how just like the little things, like they're like, what about Fort Pastor? Because Kenneth's brother's there. It's like, we just tried back when there were 8 of us.
Yeah, and like so you do not want to go that way.
I just love that little, like,
Yeah.
he takes a beat and he's like, back when there were 8 of us. It's just like 5 people are just killed in front of him. Like, he's just so fucked up. And he's just like, we're going to the mall.
I mean, shit, that sounds like a great place to be. It's going to be holed up. It's going to have tons of supplies. It's going to be fortified.
Yeah, smart idea.
I'm going to the mall.
Yeah, I'm going to like a Costco or something.
Costco, Sam's Club.
Yeah, so they arrive at the mall and break in with a toilet? Like, what was that about?
Yeah, that was one thing that was a little confusing.
Weird.
Like, did they get in through like a back door?
They must have, because they were coming out of like a store.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like an exit or anything. I mean, I guess that actually would make sense because everything was... Because they went and checked to make sure everything was locked, and everything was locked down. So they couldn't get in anywhere else. Yeah. Which is why they're safe in there later on. So yeah, I guess that would make sense. Like, they must have gone through like where like the dumpster was behind a, whatever.
And did you notice the music that's playing is Don't Worry, Be Happy?
That's great. 'Cause, I mean, that's 2 people, James Gunn and Zack Snyder, who love their music.
Yep.
I was wondering which had more say in it,
I think Snyder did.
Yeah.
At least that's what I read. Snyder specifically wanted the Johnny Cash song and the Richard Cheese song.
Cheese, I fucking love that song so much. It's so good.
They're in the mall, and then they decide to split up. Don't these people watch horror movies? Don't you know that you never, ever split up?
I do love Michael. He's like, hey, Kenneth, why don't you go in the back? And he's just like, fuck off. It's like, okay, I'll just go without a gun then. That makes sense. You stay here with the gun. Yeah. Which actually good thing he did.
Yeah.
Although he could have used one as well, but he sorted himself. So yeah, they go and check, like, all the doors are locked, and we get our first jump scare, really.
Where Mackay gets scared at the glass.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's a jump scare, like, to get to the audience, but there was a purpose for it. And that purpose was him to go, shatterproof glass, motherfucker, or whatever he said.
Yeah, shatterproof, asshole.
Yeah. So then that's your reason for, why they can't get in. Perfect. Yep. Easy, simple, quick, done. Establish your rules. So Michael doesn't have his good of luck. He just wanders through a sporting goods store for some reason. It opens up a janitor's closet where some beefy motherfucker's just chewing on a dude.
Oh, just chowing down, and then he gets tackled.
Yeah, he gets in a little tussle. And at the same time, back at the Ladies and Kenneth, a zombie attacks. And Andre's wife, he attacks Andre's wife at first, and then goes after Kenneth. And then before we see what happens there, he gets thrown in a fountain or something. And
they make a point of showing Kenneth falling into the fountain and cutting his arm on a little spout,
the little faucet thing, the little waterfall bit.
Yeah.
Back with Michael, he ends his fight with a broken polo stick through the jaw, under the chin.
Whoa! Awesome, practical effect too.
That was great.
And you see it poke out the top too. It's just drives it all the way through. Holy shit!
So, and then we get back with the little fountain fight, and I love that. That's such a great character. She just grabs the shot. I love how the shot just frames her. It's almost from below a little bit,
Yep.
She's a little unsure, and then it's just fuck it. She blasts away.
But yet she doesn't get him through the head. She shoots him in a way where he's twitching, he can't.
I love how he just tweaks out in that fountain. It's so
weird.
And
he's just tweaking out the whole time.
Such an odd choice,
so unsettling.
But I just thought it was great. Because that's not a zombie trope. That's not a thing. But it's just such a weird, interesting thing to throw in. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, really interesting.
So they're like, fuck this place. They get on the elevator and go upstairs. And when the door opens, there's just 3 like mall cops with guns for some reason, I guess.
Yeah, since when are mall cops strapped?
Seriously.
That was one thing I was wondering. But maybe, you know, when the shit started going down, they got some guns from the sporting goods store,
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, probably. That's a good call.
Yeah.
So I like they're just like, fuck off, like, get out of here, this is ours. Like,
Find someplace else, and they're like, please. And,
yeah.
like, he's like, that's not my problem. And then Ving Rhames goes, if I put my foot up your ass, is that your problem?
He's just like, try the red roof him down the street if it's still there.
And I love just the little, what a fucking dick.
His
and I love
character
the
arc is
little
great,
subtle
by the
thing.
way.
It's awesome.
Really
It's
like
so
it.
good. How the elevator keeps closing, and it's just like a really tense moment.
Yeah.
And just the elevator just keeps like, they have to keep holding
Yeah,
it
the
open.
last thing
It's
you
just
want to
like,
do is like have a quick jerking motion when guns are drawn on each side, but
Mm-hmm.
they had to. Like, yeah, that's really great just to add to like the tension of the scene. They finally like are like, fine, you can stay, but we're taking your guns.
Yeah.
And basically gonna like lock you in a room.
Yeah. Yep.
So they do that. Then they all just like watch the news, like super horrified. As
That's
Tom
a great
Savini
shot,
makes an
too.
appearance. Yeah, behind Ving Rhames,
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
they're just like taking it all in, watching everything be horrible, and then we get a quick Tom Savini cameo as like a badass sheriff zombie hunter.
Yeah, he's like, you gotta shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
And then burn the bodies.
Yeah. It's so good. He's just got the aviators on, and just, you know, she's looking like a badass. I love Tom Savini. He's the best.
Oh, he was great. He's great.
I really like Michael's character too, because like he like Anna fixes up Kenneth's arm because he hit that thing like you said, and Michael tries to like make nice with CJ. He's like, have you done this? Like, we should do this. And he's like, yeah, of course we fucking did that. He's like, yeah, of course, boss. Like, yeah,
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and then
he's
like,
placating him.
Yeah, because he's trying to stroke the ego, but he's. It's very obvious what he's doing, but he's doing it in such a way that you almost can't be offended by it. It's
yeah. It's like he's, you know, conflict resolution or something.
Yeah, like he's just a mediator or something in a past life.
Because it's like, you know, obviously everyone's stressed the fuck out. They're anxious as hell. They're scared as hell, confused. And it's just, you gotta come at it calm, because then that's how you get shit done.
Yeah, and when you have emotions flaring, you don't think properly. Like when you're way too happy or way too upset, like your brain doesn't function properly.
Right, exactly.
I just love the temperament that character had and how he played it. Like,
yeah, yep.
Everyone kind of had their own thing, and it all worked together so well, I thought.
I think so too. There was a lot of great dynamics, and yeah, there was little archetypes here and there, but I feel like the arc of a lot of them of their characters was really great, especially CJ and Anna's was great.
Yeah.
And yeah,
because we kind of brushed by it, but like she'll just have like these moments where like she'll be alone and just like crack, like which of course you would like.
But I mean, like, yeah, her working as basically, you know, she works as a nurse, and it sounded like she worked in the ER or just in the hospital in general. Right. She has to do that on a daily basis. She has to kind of cut off her emotions from what she's doing.
Right.
And she's kind of doing that in this scenario too.
Yeah. But this is like on a whole other level because.
Oh my God.
Like,
yeah.
Your husband, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
your husband, everybody you knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I like when CJ just has all these quips and shit. He's like, you could drink a nice tall glass to shut the fuck up.
It's like, that's what I love about America. They always sort their shit out. Just Savini.
Oh, geez. Yep.
So they go up to the roof to paint like an SOS. It's like, if they're still thinking,
Mm-hmm.
maybe someone will find them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Why are they coming here? I don't know. Maybe it's memory,
yeah,
instinct. Maybe they're coming for us.
yeah. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, because
There's
they're
so
all
many great
slowly
lines.
coming up to the mall, like surrounding it
Mm-hmm.
basically. And
Yep.
they meet Andy, who's stuck on a roof of his like gun store, like across the street basically. I love Andre. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, might as well be on the fucking moon.
Yeah.
Just-
Oh,
I love
seriously.
that line so much. Even though he's like, they can almost talk to him, but
Mm-hmm.
the whole like communicating through whiteboard that they do throughout, it's so effective, especially the payoff at the end.
It's genius, but then I think about certain things. It's like, he owns a gun store. If he owns a gun store, he probably has some surplus there. I mean, it looked like a really big store, so like, wouldn't he have walkie talkies? Wouldn't he have freeze dried meals or MREs or something like that?
Yeah,
I guess
I
don't
mean,
know.
We don't really know how long they were there because we get some montages that like show the passage of time, but it's not stated how long it was. But it seemed like enough for everyone to kind of like get comfortable and like set into their new lives and surroundings.
Exactly.
Later on.
Yeah.
So I mean, he probably did have that, but how much?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. True.
Because he did last a while. I mean, I think there was a decent amount of time. Because you can also see like the zombie horde like growing bigger and bigger to the point where it's like,
holy shit! Yeah. Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah,
oh, God.
I enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
Then they see a helicopter overhead and it just like cruises on by, and they're like, "They saw us, right?"
That 3-shot little push out where it's just like, doof,
Yeah,
doof, doof, and it's help alive inside.
yeah.
Oh God.
I don't know why. Even from the first time I saw this, like I always wondered where that helicopter was going, like who was in it.
Yeah.
Like, what was going on?
It's like the first episode of The Walking Dead, like when he sees that helicopter.
Yeah.
Where's that helicopter going?
Yeah,
Where's
I
this
always
one
want to
going?
know these like little like background things. Like I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yep.
I just want to know what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just another thing that was so unsettling. There's just something about a news anchor being like, "We're going off the air," like this is like we can't do
be
this
safe
anymore. Like that's like a sign that you're so fucked. Like everything.
Yeah.
Like if the news people are not reporting anymore, like it's over.
It's fucked. And it's just, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
That's so good.
And he was from the original Dawn of the Dead too.
I like how they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Then they all just like go to bed. Next morning, kind of they get woken up by like the timers, the automatic timers. Seems like reality is kind of setting in on CJ. He's finally like really understanding what's going on. Like, oh, this like the world's over. Like we're fucked. Like,
what's the news? Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fucking brutal.
So they Kenneth is like a real prick to Andre in the bathroom. Like he's like bearing his
Go
soul.
in the stalls.
Yeah, he's just like you've seen hell on earth and now you're worried that like you're going there. Like, so what do you want me to do? I can go say 5 Hail Marys in the stall and you'll be right with God. Like,
yeah, wipe your ass and you and God can call it even. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, of course, it's just the way everybody's dealing with it, and he's just like, I don't care about me. I just want my kid and my wife to be okay.
That was a good comeback because like you actually kind of see Kenneth like like soften a little bit from his hard ass thing. It was like, oh, yeah, that I get that. Like, that's the right answer.
Yeah, of course.
Then what's his name? Terry like goes to like I don't know, turn the light, the sound, whatever he was gonna do, like reset the system so that they have to do in the morning or something. And he sees like this. I love the use of security cameras to show different things. They do it later on with the dad. Which is amazing scene. But he sees just this giant like U-Haul kind of like truck, like a little
coming in hot.
Yeah, just like paying zombies here and there, like hits like the median, just pops the curb and spearing zombies all over the place, and he's just like, oh fuck. And CJ's just like, well, we don't want to let the wrong people in. Like, how do we know they're not them? And it's just like, because they're driving trucks and shooting guns. You fucking idiot.
You fucking idiot.
Because at this point, they don't understand like the bite thing. Like, they don't know that yet.
Yeah.
So like most of the people, CJ and Deputy Dipshit are both like, no, we're not letting anyone in. They like have their guns on them. And then all of a sudden, Michael just like cold clocks him and steals his gun, and so does Kenneth. Just insane.
They just jump in, tables turned really quick.
Yeah, once CJ starts getting all like pervy and like creepy, talking about.
Well, it wasn't CJ; it was the other guy, and he's
it?
like, yeah, it was the other guy, and he's like, you better watch your mouth or something. And the guy goes, yeah, or somebody should show her how to use it. And then that's when like CJ turns his head, boom, and then like guns get taken and shit. Yeah, like, it's the other guy.
I loved that dude's character. Like, he didn't really have an arc, but he like he just never quite, it didn't sink in.
Yeah.
Like, even when he got, he was like, the look on his face was like, it wasn't like fear, it was just confusion. Like, what is happening? Like, it never sunk in that there's an apocalypse and like everyone was dead. Like, it just didn't register with him. He was so simple.
Yeah, very interesting. I didn't even think about it that way. Yeah,
he's just getting swarmed. It's not really fear. It's just like, huh? What? No.
I thought I was okay.
Yeah, like this can't be happening. Like, this isn't a thing.
Yep. Oh God, he gets it in such a brutal way.
So they steal their guns and they're like, yeah, we're gonna help these people because we're not dickheads. They formulate a little bit of a plan. Not really. Like,
yeah, they're gonna meet him at like a loading dock, and like they're gonna back the truck down and like come out that way. Yeah. But then they don't know how many zombies are gonna be out there. Yeah, because
they can't see, which is great. They have that huge door, and Andre's like, no, man, don't open that fucking door. He's like, I'm gonna do it. I love the whole time. He's like, on 3, like 1. He's like, no, man, no. 2, fuck no, stop. And then it's locked.
3. He says, it's like, okay, fine.
I love his reaction to when he unlocks it. He goes, thank you. Like, the manners in that situation are so absurd, but I loved it.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. Like, it was a genuine thank you. It wasn't like, thanks. Like,
yeah.
It was so good. I don't know why it's so good. And man, they just go out and start popping zombies, but they realize the driver of the truck already had a plan. They're like getting up on the roof. They like got up on the roof of the truck, and there's like 5 other people or 6 other people in the back of the truck. So there's like 8 people total, and they're all basically covered. So now they just have to get back inside. And they narrowly escape, get back in, unscathed. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
And we find out they just came from Fort Pastor, and Steve's real flippant about it all. He's like, it was a fucking bloodbath.
Yeah,
He's
is
like,
everyone dead
fucked.
there? Dead-ish. Dead, if you could consider like people who get bitten and then they fall down and then they get up.
Come back up. Yeah, dead. Like, everyone's fucked, man.
I remember watching the first season of Modern Family, and I'm like, oh man, the fucking asshole from Dawn of the Dead. And I was like, wait, he's so good.
Yeah, it's like a little. He's not to this level of. He's a good actor, but it's a little like Bryan Cranston, where it's like, oh, the dad from Malcolm in the Middle is gonna be like a dickhead.
Yeah,
like hard ass. It's like the kind of like the reverse.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Kenneth, he's like, whatever, I'm still, like, my brother's there, and so I'm gonna go anyways. I love Anna's like, you should just, like, there's people here that need you, like, there's nothing out there for you. And he's, fuck y'all.
Yeah, and just walks away. Yeah,
so
he doesn't care. Oh, yeah. and then he goes up to the roof and he's like contemplating everything.
Yeah. And then like he just for some reason like Andy like writes him like a note or something, like everything.
Any news, any good news or whatever. Or
and
any
he's just
news.
like Fort Pastor's gone. And he's like, yeah, well, what's the bad news? Like,
yeah.
Just, like, everything's fucked. I mean, because he obviously had like a connection with him.
Yeah, totally.
Which like I don't really know why it started like from that, like what it triggered exactly. But I was thinking about it, and maybe his response of like, yeah, but like what's the like he already knew. So it was like confirming
exactly.
that it's really gone. Like there's nothing for me out there.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was kind of like on his own, so maybe he felt some like kinship with him because he was on his own.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's a gun guy.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe military.
I liked it, so I didn't like. I really only started thinking about it right now. Those are the things I can come up with. I mean, those are all fair. I mean,
yeah.
It didn't
there was
like
a kinship. Yeah, there's like a kinship in them somehow.
Yeah, it was just like the right moment. Like maybe he just like made him laugh with that. I don't know, and it just like softened him a little bit.
Yep.
I was fine with it, even if there wasn't like an obvious reason why, because I enjoyed their little.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like that he had a buddy.
Yeah, he was sad.
Andy.
He was sad about his brother. He wanted a buddy.
Yeah. And Andy was awesome, but. Yeah. So he decides to stay. Meanwhile, one of the people in the truck, just this like bloated carcass of a woman.
Oh, she came in and I was like, oof, she does not look good.
Yeah, they were way too like calm and cavalier about bringing in some of that. That's not how a human looks.
No.
It was like
and then
salt, but like not purple. Like just, like bloated as all fuck.
Yeah, she's like, she lays her down and she's like, this is so weird. I've never seen an infection this bad without a fever. And then all of a sudden the lady's like starts like breathing all weird and then dead. Just dead.
I love that they like cover with that sheet and they're just like talking about it, like trying to sort it out. And like it's not framed right in the middle of the screen. It's just like almost in the corner, like over over her shoulder. She just sits up like the Undertaker.
I like how right before she does that, they're like, anyone know her name? And no one knows. And the one guy with the hat goes,
Tucker!
Died without Tucker. Yeah, he goes, died without a name.
Tucker was a badass.
Damn.
Tucker was a good dude. He didn't deserve it yet.
Oh yeah.
He went out like a badass though. But we'll get to that. But yeah, then she just like starts, and she's moving so fast for such a large human. Like that's also great. Like all of a sudden she's just like, like Michael, like is a world-class sprinter. It's nuts.
Yeah. Just like moving at her, and then she picks up a fireplace poker and just gets her right in the eye. Oh my god!
I love how quickly she's adapted to this world of like, this is just what we're doing now. And it's believable too. Like,
because she's
smart,
a nurse
like,
and she
and she's obviously intelligent and like gets what's going on. Like she's fucked up with everything that's happening. Like mentally, of course, as anyone would be, but yeah, she's clearly intelligent and like can roll with the punches and adapt.
Yeah, bites kill her, bites brought her back.
Yeah, that's when she puts it together, and they're like, so was anyone else bit? They're like, yeah, Frank, who was like this old dude with a daughter.
The dad from one of the dads from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he's a great character actor who pops in a lot of random shit. But him and Rick Moranis were the dads.
Oh yeah, he was the neighbor.
Yeah, who always had the hat and he smoked cigarettes. Yeah,
he wasn't in this a lot, but man, he was so good.
Holy shit, he's so good.
Affecting, like so well done.
Yeah, and like that's the kind of actor I want to be. Like a character actor who people are like, Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but he's great.
Yeah, that's like the level of fame I would ever want to even come close to, is just to be that guy. I don't want to be I wouldn't want people to know my name. Like,
Exactly.
So you're like, yeah, it's that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that guy. Oh yeah,
It's only the nerds would know your name.
Yeah, and I'm fine with
it's
that.
just like, yeah, I'm fine with that too.
So yeah, they find out Frank was bit, and Michael's just like, well, we got to put him down, basically, like old Yeller time.
Yeah, because he's gonna come back. We've literally learned that bites kill people, bites bring him
like,
back,
you
and
just
he's bit,
said
so
it.
it's only a matter of time.
I love when they
Yeah.
go over there and they like, he's like in such a good mood and like happy they're there, and then all of a sudden he's just like giving this bad news. And well, okay, so this should be so bad and dumb and shit, but it's I don't know why, but it's fucking perfect and awesome. Anna gets there first and just goes, Michael's coming to shoot you.
Yeah.
I don't know why
Yeah.
that works. Like, there's no reason it should, but it fucking does.
And it does. And like they get there and they have this whole
just
big
like,
conversation.
What? Like, he's like laughing.
And
He's like, oh,
no, what is this, a joke?
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's like, yeah, that's what happens, and she's like, oh, I don't know that, I'm not sure, and he's like, she's sure.
Yeah.
And then she just turns. She's like, all right, what are you waiting for? Just do it. Like, take Tucker while you're at it, like, just to be safe. And he's like, what the fuck?
He's
I get
like,
roped into
I
this.
fell.
Yeah.
It's like, I fell.
I just love how she like loses it for like a minute and just goes like on the offensive, because she's just like looking for any way to make this stop, and she's all over the place just trying anything. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was so good. And it's just, this dad is looking rough, and this scene is great. Ving, of course, is the executioner, and he comes in with the boomstick like in his arm like this, which is like, it's just brutal.
You get the first like last moments with his daughter, because they're like all each other have, and they're like, she can't bear to see it, like she runs off. Just him sitting there and waiting for like it. He goes, you want every single second. like he's just savoring every moment he has left to live, because he knows it's seconds. It's just and he just looks so rough. It's so good. He does a great job.
And then boom.
I love Michael goes to see Anna to like apologize, and she's like, I'm glad you didn't do it. Then like almost immediately, bang.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's that song, the Richard Cheese.
Oh,
so good.
Yeah, oh my god, it's so good. I love everything about this song. Like, even the actual song.
Get up, come on, get down with the sickness, you mother, get up.
Come on, get down with the sickness, you fucker, get up. Come on, get down with the sickness. Madness is the gift that has been given to me. I can see inside you the sickness is rising. It seems that all that was good has died. Oh no, the world is a scary place. Now that you've woken up the demon in me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Your mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let it throw into me. Okay.
I love all these activities, how it just goes from like, it's people just like kind of getting, playing chess and just trying to get by, working out, and then fucking. Yeah,
and then Steve's just going to Pound Town. Like, the old man's like trying on dresses or like ladies' shoes.
He's trying on like pantyhose and women's shoes. And
just like anything to stave off boredom, because all they have is time now.
And holy shit, there's so many zombies at this point.
Yeah.
So many. There's hundreds and hundreds of zombies now.
Yeah, and that's another game that they play where this fun little game where they each have whiteboards, and Andy has a surplus of ammunition and weapons, So they write a celebrity. They pick out a zombie that looks like a celebrity, write it on the board, and then he has to pick it out of the crowd and shoot it in the head.
And holy shit, the explosion that happens, it's like a piece of their skull flies up almost like a doggy door.
Yeah. Burt
Like,
Reynolds gets destroyed.
Dude, he gets got.
Rosie O'Donnell, no, too easy.
And then Anna is just like, you guys are sick.
Yeah.
And Steve goes, you have my permission. If I turn into one of those things, kill me, blow my fucking head off. And she's like, oh,
yeah,
you can count on it.
Yep, that's coming. A little foreshadow. She takes such joy in doing that too later on. So that night they're all like in fairly good spirits. They're having dinner and like I don't know, like the lights go out, like power goes out. I guess the power plant finally went out, but they have like a generator down in like around the parking garage. And at the same time, Andre has his lady who was bitten at the beginning.
In front of that fountain.
Yeah. But he didn't tell anybody. Because at first they didn't know, and then once he found out, he's like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
And he has her strapped to a bed, and she's like all fucked up, about to give birth.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Somehow gets worse from there.
Yeah, they're getting ready to go to the generator, and Bing's
Michael,
like, "You ready to roll?"
Kenneth and Deputy Dipshit go down to turn on the generator, get to the parking garage, and that dude's freaking out. He's like, "We're not alone." Like you hear like something's running by. Oh, it's just a little puppy. It's just a little puppy.
It's a little puppy, except there's something else too.
Yeah, that's another thing they changed. Like, it doesn't really make. I kind of liked it, but it doesn't really make sense that the zombies would only go after people.
Yeah,
I don't believe any other zombies do that. I think they just go for like anything
moving. Yeah, like
I know the Walking Dead ones do.
Like with the horse.
Yeah,
holy shit. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's that moment of like calm, but then you know like something's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it does. Zombie jumps on Dipshit, bites him, and he's just like running around like a chicken with his head cut off. He's just like, guys, wait. They're all just like, you're already dead. So no,
like no.
Man,
and then he gets swarmed.
Yeah, he gets tackled like a fan streaking the field. Like at a football game, just gets obliterated.
Oh God! Oh, yeah.
They run off and they flee behind like a chain link fence. I really enjoyed this scene because like they get it locked, but the zombies are all crawling up it, and they're just shooting them through the fence. But it's a chain link fence, so of course, then buckshot would go right through it. That was great. They're like starting to run out of ammo. They're tearing down the fence. And Michael finds like a fuel pump and just douses all the zombies. And CJ touches it off. The way they just like watch them burn, it reminded me of that scene in Saving Private Ryan when they finally get like up to the pillbox and the flamethrower comes in and torches all the Germans in the pillbox and they're like falling out. And then one guy stands up and goes, "Don't shoot, let them burn."
Oh yeah. Oh, and it's just like they're watching it and all these thoughts are going through their head. It's like this is like the most up close they've seen these things, and they're on fire and they still have this animalistic
they're
quality
still trying
in them,
to get to them.
and they're still trying to get to them. It's just like, oh God.
And they're also like kind of taking a little bit of enjoyment, like, fuck you piece of shit. Take that. Meanwhile, Andre's lady finally dies and becomes a zombie.
Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
And the nice old lady that was driving the truck is like, I'm going to go bring him some, like, sheets or something. She's coming to deliver something. And meanwhile, he's performing a C-section on a zombie to pull the baby out of her.
Was he doing a C-section or was it just a natural birth?
I think he was cutting her open.
Oh God, I didn't see that.
They
All I
didn't
remember is
show
like
it,
the
but
blood,
he was
the
kind
blood
of off the
flying out.
side, and you could hear like a cutting. Kind of
Oh,
noise.
I didn't see that. Oh,
They didn't actually show
God.
it. Like it was
Yeah,
the
or I didn't
camera
even
was
remember
above
that.
it, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
fairly certain that's what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
She arrives to find Andre like he's completely lost his mind. He's just cradling his little zombie baby next to his zombie
Yeah.
wife strapped to a table, and she understandably freaks out and pulls like a 6-shooter on him. And he's just like, "You're gonna kill my family? You'd shoot my family?" And he's just like loses it. And that's the time when she makes a very big mistake. Like, you can come back and deal with this zombie. She's tied down. Like, he's clearly not well. He's unstable at this moment. Maybe de-escalate.
Yeah, except nope, she just shoots the zombie wife right in the head, taking her out.
Yeah, and then they go full end of Reservoir Dogs on each other, just blasting away. Point blank range. Even Andre's terrible shooting couldn't miss at that range.
Yeah, Jesus.
And everyone else hears like the gunfire and they're like, "What the fuck?" They rush in. They see the aftermath of everyone dead and a little zombie baby. Which they execute off screen, luckily.
Oh God, we hear like the baby scream, but it's this like weird scream, and then bang!
It's a zombie infant scream.
Oh God. Oof.
So after all the commotion, because like all the other guys got back up too, like everyone's back, and they're all like, "Fuck this! Like I don't want to wait here to die. Like this is bullshit." I can't remember who brings that up first.
I think Ving does, because he's like he's talking about police funerals, and he's like, but in the back of my head I always thought better them than me.
Yeah, and then he's like, "But I don't think that anymore." Which is nice. So they're like, they start thinking, they're like, "We got these like vans, like airport shuttle kind of vans down there that like they're not really running, but we can get them running. Like, we'll armor them up." And then Steve's like, "Oh," he's just like, "This is stupid," so he's just like joking around. He's like, "Yeah, let's take my boat and go on a pleasure cruise, like, you idiots." And they're like, "Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do."
He's like, "So you're saying that we're gonna go through a horde of zombies in an old bus that we fix up, and then go on a boat to an island that we doesn't know that exists?" And it's like, "Yeah, pretty much, yeah." Like, okay.
Yeah. CJ looks like he's against it, because he's like, he's calling him out all these ridiculous things. He's like, "Cool." That's when he starts to like turn. Well, he actually kind of turned when they're fighting the zombies, because like one of them, like I think Ving threw him like a shotgun, and they're all like teaming up and working as a team.
Yeah.
Trusting each other finally. So everyone's all in. I mean, Steve not really, but he doesn't really have a choice. He doesn't really want to do it, but it's like, well, all right, whatever. Which I'm kind of on his side. Like, right. I'd rather be in that mall than on some island where I don't know if I have food or like water or like, I don't know.
Yeah, why get out of there?
Setup, but what do I know?
I mean, why not wait until all of the supplies are gone?
Yeah, at least. I mean, they were waiting a while to get like everything prepared, which kind of went out the window, which we'll get to. But we get a little montage of them doing all their preparations while Tyler Bates' Hangman song plays, which is nice.
Little suit up, little bus up, I guess.
Yeah, so they're almost ready to go. They also plan to pick up Andy on the way, swing by, because they're friends, of course.
But and he says five more days, and you see Andy, and he's just like looking gaunt and skinny.
Like Christian Bale, the Machinist. Like, he's just
brutal,
emaciated. But they want to pick him up and grab a bunch of guns, because they go through like their stockpile, and they're like, we have like nothing left. But once we get him, like, we'll have more ammo than we could ever use. So they decide, he might not make it for like the remainder of the time, and even if he does, they're gonna be like carrying him, so he won't be useful, and they can kind of use him because he's
he's a good shot.
They need all the fighters they can get. They that's when Kenneth comes up with an idea. because zombies don't eat animals, so they strap a food bag to the dog and just send him on over to Andy.
Yeah, sure. Let's see how that works out.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of did.
I mean, yeah, kind of did.
Yeah,
for a minute
gets
there.
over, but they happened to see the little doggy door he went in. The zombies did, and started like getting in there. And oh man, they put like a walkie-talkie in there, so they can actually hear each other. And he's like so happy. He's just like, yeah, I took care of him. Like, man, they bite like a motherfucker, but like, I'll be okay. I can stop bleeding pretty easily. He's like, man, I can't wait to see you guys in a couple days. And like the way it's shot, it's like from below, and they keep like focusing on the walkie-talkie and like the people's reactions. They're all just like he's so elated, and everyone else knows he's a dead man. And it's just like, do we tell him? It's like, no.
He's like, does this dog have a name?
Yeah, he's
like,
just so happy, and like he's like, I got food. We're getting the fuck out of here. I get to meet my friends. Like, this is great. You're dead, man.
Yeah,
Really
exactly. Like, should we tell him? No.
I liked how they shot it and everything. I thought that was really, really well done.
Yeah.
Then, okay. What's her name? Like Nicole or something?
I think it is, yeah.
So, look, I love my dog.
Nicole, yeah.
But she is responsible for maybe everyone that died dying.
Oh, 100%.
Because, I mean, definitely she's responsible for Tucker.
Yep.
But who knows? Maybe the others would have died in the escape anyways. But maybe they wouldn't if they had the preparation time that they were going to have. I don't know. I don't know what that difference would have made, because it seemed like they're pretty fucking prepared.
Yep.
Maybe the old man would have had a little more time with the chainsaw. Maybe that could have helped. But
oh god,
I'm jumping ahead.
Yeah.
But yeah, she goes over to get her dog. Like, I mean, I get it. They set it up. It's like she didn't have anyone, and like that dog just kind of like became her life. But she kind of did, because her and Terry got all cut.
Got close, yeah.
So it wasn't like the only thing she had. But I mean, I get it. It was,
but it's like, come on.
Yeah, but she got the dog like right after her dad died. That was before him and her got together, so it was probably
right.
I mean, I get it, but also, you dummy.
But also, meh.
Yeah, because why? You already know. You watched him walk through a sea of these monsters untouched. Like, he's gonna be fine over there. Like, wait, he'll be cool. It's fine. Andy's not gonna do anything to him. Like, he'll take care of him until he dies, and then he won't be interested.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So they're like, fuck, we gotta like save her, because she's like, oh, she doesn't realize Andy was bit, because she left before they got that little call.
Dude, when he puts up the sign and it's just blood smeared, he's like, get out!
Good.
Tell her to get out there.
Then she's also like kind of happy at first too, because she's like, "Oh, Andy's here. Like, it's cool. They didn't like get in," but she doesn't know. And then he's up on the roof and just smears it instead of writing on it. Oh, it's so good. I love it.
Get the hell out now!
Yeah. Oh.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm in a closet. Please hurry!" Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
So, they formulate a plan to basically go through the sewer to get her, because they can't really do anything else.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So it's, who is it? It's Michael, CJ, Kenneth, Terry, and Tucker. It's supposed to be Steve. They're gonna leave Tucker behind, but Steve's being a little baby boy, and he's like,
a little diaper baby.
Watch the door. I won't do this.
Steve, don't fuck this up.
Yeah. And Tucker steps up. He's like, fine, I'll go. You bitch. And so he stays to watch the door. They go through the sewer, reach the gun store. Really dumb move to slam the manhole cover. Like, they were doing pretty well until he decided to just they didn't know you're there. Just leave it.
Why don't you just leave it open? Leave it a little bit ajar.
Like I get wanting to close it mostly because he's down there alone, and they're just gonna pile down. Like you gotta kind of. I mean, maybe he didn't mean to pull it all the way. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's possible he was kind of old, and I don't know.
Didn't really know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah. He wasn't. I'm not even supposed to be here today. So the rest of the crew makes their way inside after fighting off a bunch of zombies. Everyone's cool. They gear up, get all their ammo and everything, and they find Andy just throwing himself against the door to the room that Nicole's hiding in. And I love how Kent's just like, sorry, buddy. He really old yellers him because it's like his buddy and he puts him down.
Oh God! Took Andy's whole head off.
Yeah, he wasn't taking any chances with that.
No.
And they get her, the dog, and everything, and they make their way back to the sewers. Zombies are everywhere. Everyone kind of makes their way back and looks okay, but Tucker doesn't, and he ends up just like falling down and like breaking all his legs or something.
Yeah, he because all the zombies hear it, and then they get down, and then he just kind of falls, and zombies start coming after him.
He didn't really have. It was either get eaten or fall from like 20 feet and break your legs and die later.
Yeah,
but that was his only choice in the moment.
Yeah.
And CJ starts showing he's turned a corner and being a hero. He's like, "I got you, buddy." And he just gives him he's dual wielding while he drags his ass through the sewer. He looks so silly, but he's like, bang, 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 bang.
And they are hot on their trail. Yeah. Just like so many are coming.
Yeah, and they're fast, and he's not moving that fast because he's dragging a hurt dude through water. So of course they catch up. They swarm Tucker, and he's just like, "Shoot me!"
And he says it once. He goes, "Shoot me!" And he goes, "Shoot me!" Boom! Yeah. And like CJ just blows him away, like no hesitation.
Yeah, he goes out like a boss. R.I.P. to Tucker.
Yep. R.I.P. Tucker.
CJ,
you broke leg, son of a bitch.
CJ then runs off, meets up with the rest of the guys. Of course, Steve fucked up. He just left. Door's closed. Yeah. They can't get in.
Of course he's not there. And they're pounding on the door, and the look in the fucking zombies' eyes as they like round the stairs.
I like
and
they're
just
pause.
Like standing there. Yeah. Oh, dude.
Let's
creepy.
Go. Time to eat, baby.
Yeah.
Almost like it
dinner's
registered
ready.
like there was some sort of intelligence for like a brief second.
Yep.
And that right at the last moment, Anna to the rescue, opens the door, lets them all out, but they can't get the door closed in time before the horde just gets through. They do make it to the elevator to escape, but now they're like, the mall's like infested with them. So they're like, fuck it, we gotta go.
We're going now. We're leaving. Yeah.
We can't stay here anymore. It's compromised. Move the timetable up. Get their souped up vans.
They're like Mad Max looking vans.
Yeah. The shot of the vans with the floodlights in the sea of zombies, like it's a quick thing.
It
almost looks like a map
shit.
painting.
Yeah, it really does.
Like he has some sort of weird filter on, but I thought it was fantastic.
Super cool. So many zombies. Hit him with the saw!
Yeah, the chainsaw, they just have like a little slit cut in and like little gun ports. Like they thought some of this through. They got some propane bombs.
Yeah, they did.
They go full hand kill on them. And when CJ shoots that propane tank, it's so great. And then we get this overhead look when he blows it up, just to see like the inferno and like what it took out of this
just
giant
dispersed
sea.
Them all. Yeah,
it was great.
Holy shit!
Then they take off. I wasn't quite clear why they were in such a ridiculous hurry.
Yeah,
it didn't seem like they were following him, but you're in a motorized vehicle. You'll
be fine.
Yeah,
you're fine.
Like there was a zombie on the trailing bus.
But
a
hanger on.
One. Like, he's not getting in. Take your time. You don't have
Yeah.
to like drive, like shake him off. Like that old man fires up the chainsaw as they take like a hard right and cuts through Steve's little girlfriend, just
Little concubine.
right through her, like
Yeah.
collarbone. So brutal.
Oh, and her scream is just so
it's awful.
brutal. Oh God.
Yeah.
Just like shit.
Yeah, and then they crash. I wasn't really clear why they crashed. I don't know if it was just like he got distracted by.
I think they cut too
chainsawed.
fast, and then like the momentum got him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I don't know why he was driving like that. Maybe Kenneth was suited to be the driver. No shade to Kenneth, but come on, man.
I mean, come on, Kenneth. Yeah.
I mean, I think he was trying to keep up, but still, I don't know. Yeah,
Totally.
They crash, and only Steve, Terry, and Kenneth survive. Kenneth like reaches out for Steve like to help him, and he just fucks off and leaves. Leaves him there, grabs a gun, and just leaves. Like dummy. Like even if you are selfish, like you want that dude with you because he's a badass. Like if I was being selfish, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. I'm helping you because you're gonna keep me alive.
Exactly.
But yeah, he then he's just gets his immediately, just like a zombie jumps on him.
And he's like, ah!
He doesn't even try to shoot him, idiot.
No.
He's like gun for it.
Yeah.
Moron.
And he even like looked like he was semi, capable of using it. He like he checked the bullets, he checked the chamber, he did all that. And then it jumped on him and he just screamed and got
He just, whoa.
Yeah.
Then Kenneth seemed like he was like really hurt, but I guess he was fine. Him and Terry just like saunter out with like supplies and stuff.
Yeah.
They're both fine, I
Yep,
guess.
they're okay.
Yeah, and the zombie
Nobody's
that killed
alive.
him is not there anymore for some reason, but fine.
Yeah, sure.
The other truck or van or whatever came back to check on him, get him, and that's when Zombie Steve comes back, and Anna takes a lot of pleasure in shooting him right in the face. But the big brain on Anna, like they think they're like, what are you doing? Because she gets kind of almost like left behind. She got the boat keys out of Steve's pocket.
Yep, boat key, bitch.
Although,
got it.
I mean, at that point, like, there's got to be like a boat with keys in it somewhere. Like it's a marina.
I mean, and it looked like there was a lot of boats there too.
And it was like a sailboat because during the credits they like run out of gas and the engine starts on fire, but they still are sailing. Like they have a mast.
Yeah, it's a sailboat. Yeah,
whatever. Because that time did cost them.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yep.
And they get to the marina. They just like drive through the dock. CJ kind of went a little overboard on this hero thing. I think he was still calibrating because he didn't really need to do what he did.
No, he was like, just go without me, man. I'll catch up.
Yeah, there was no reason to do that, but.
And he tried to get out the other door. Of course, it was jammed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess he thought he could just like buy a little bit of time. Maybe he was planning on blowing that thing up like he did, but he'd get out. That's good. I didn't even notice that the thing was jammed.
Yeah.
So that makes more sense. But man, he's just like popping them off, like runs out of bullets. just pops a flare next to a giant propane tank. And he goes, "Fucking figures."
Fucking figures.
It's like I'd finally do the right thing, and I'm dead.
Boom. Yep. Exactly. Jeez.
The remaining few people get on the boat, but Michael's like, "Yeah, you coming?" Because look at that guy, that little guy.
Oh yeah. Because like when Anna was getting the boat and zombies were trying to get in, he got bit on the arm. Like,
trying to close the door, and they snagged him. So he's already dead. He's like, "Yeah, I can't come." Really nice moment like between them, because there was like kind of something there, but they never really.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't in any place to like, but they did have feelings for one another. And it seemed like it would have been romantic at some point once she got there, but yeah, it never really happened. So he just sees them off,
That handhold.
Yeah.
Oh, that handhold when like the boat's going away and they're like holding on to the very last second, like, and then Ving's watching it and Ving is super sad and just
he's
like
you
what
really
a
do this,
great
brother?
little moment.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna see the sunset. But a lesser movie would have had them kiss there. Glad they did.
Yep.
Oh, that was perfect.
Yep.
I think he like kisses her on like the forehead or something, but it was
or
like,
I think on the hand.
Yeah,
Doesn't he like kiss her on the hand or something?
Yeah, it was something other than the face.
It was just like so noble, like noble in that moment.
Which was where we're at. Like again, a lesser movie would have had like a long kiss, like as the fire of the propane was behind him. Some bullshit.
Yep, exactly.
Michael Bay nonsense. But then the boat pulls away, and you just see like the zombies coming up behind Michael. And before the camera cuts off of him, you see him reach behind, like in his back, to pull out a gun, and then it cuts to the ship sailing away into the sunset, and you just hear bang, he shot himself.
Oh yeah.
And then credits, but
wait.
But it's intercut with video from Steve's camera, like partying with a bunch of like naked ladies on his boat, like a creep.
Yeah, his little boat diaries, you know, whatever.
And they're like intercut with Terry like randomly filming stuff and credits going on, just like little snippets. It's like them running out of gas, the engine overheating, then seeing an island in the distance. Eventually getting to said island, get on the dock. It's a zombie island.
Oh, and then you don't know what happens, but the camera falls. You hear a bunch of gunshots.
But the camera falls facing away from them, which is perfect. So yeah, and then you just hear them running away in gunshots, but in a horde coming at them, but you don't, And,
you don't know.
And all this is happening as the actual disturbed version of Down with the Sickness Place.
Oh,
so good.
What a fucking great movie. I've got a lot of trivia if you want to hear it.
Oh, hit us with some trivia.
There's so much on there. Go on to IMDb trivia if you really want to read like a novel's worth of trivia, but I got some good ones on here for us. Where for the scene where Anna stitches Kenneth's wounds, the director hired a real nurse for the close-ups. She misunderstood the director's directions to go deeper and inadvertently punctured Ving Rhames' skin and stitched the prosthesis to his arm. Oh. He didn't say anything until after the scene was done filming, and the director thought the blood was merely, quote, a really good effect.
What a pro. What a pro.
Oh, the best. Although he had strong reservations about some elements, George Romero professed to be surprisingly impressed with this film.
Yeah,
I like that.
Because
I like that.
His intentions were never really like it was a horror movie, but that's not.
Yeah.
Like he was saying something. Like.
Yep.
He had like a not political, but like a social message behind. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of did away with a fair amount of it. But I thought it did it in like a respectful way.
I thought so too. I thought it was like a very, like a remake that worked. Where it's like both are still good movies on their own. Like one's, the original is like probably the more revered one, but this one is just as good.
Yeah, and when you remake a movie, if you're just gonna do the same thing, like who cares? Like like do something different that's interesting. Because otherwise, if you do the same thing, I'm just gonna see the original because that's always gonna be better.
Exactly. A lot of the actors playing zombies were carrying remotes in their hand to discharge a blood cannon placed on their back. This would activate an explosion of blood behind them to simulate the effect of a gunshot to the head.
Wow.
In an aerial scene, in the first 10 minutes when Anna is driving down a highway, a truck can be seen crashing into a gas station/diner. This is a reference to Night of the Living Dead, 1968, as Ben mentions he was listening to a radio in a truck in a diner parking lot when a truck crashed into the gas pumps.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they did a lot of like little nods.
Totally. Mm-hmm. Some of the camera crew would wear plastic sheeting during the filming of some of the gorier scenes due to the amount of fake blood flying around.
Like at a Gallagher show.
Yeah, right. CJ's elevator line, I like this song, was improvised. There wasn't any music playing when they filmed it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, love it. Let's see here. Writer James Gunn claims he received a massive amount of fan backlash, even death threats, when assigned to the film. Most of the hate messages claimed, quote, the hack who wrote the Scooby-Doo movie shouldn't be in charge of the Dawn of the Dead.
I mean, like, that's too much, but, like, I see why people would think, like, what?
Yeah.
But also remember where he actually came from.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people knew that at the time.
I mean, what they should have been saying was, "How is the trolling guy doing Scooby-Doo?" Like,
yeah,
that's what it should have been.
Yeah, oh yeah. Makeup designer David Leroy Anderson scoured forensic books and crime scene photos for ideas on how best to convey death and decay.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Nathan Fillion auditioned for the role of Michael.
I could have seen that.
That would have been good. I could see that.
I just like seeing.
Yeah, I just like seeing Nathan. Yeah. Oh yeah. The DVD box text implies that the cause of the zombie plague is a virus, but in an interview on FioAmonti.com, screenwriter James Gunn denies the virus theory, stating that a zombie bite is like a vampire bite. Thus, the plague is supernatural, not scientific. However, some vampire movies suggest that vampirism is a disease caused by a virus. For example, the Blade trilogy.
Yeah, in the original, wasn't it like a meteor hit Earth and then
I think so, yeah, right?
Like that?
Yeah, something crazy shit like that, yeah. When developing the script, the producers had Diane Lane in mind to play Anna, which also would have been great because love me some Diane Lane. The destruction of Fort Pastor is hinted at early on when news footage from the base clearly shows several infectees, victims sporting bite wounds and other mutilations being brought in via truck.
Yeah, they did some close-ups on some almost zombified faces.
Mm-hmm. For the graphic scene in which Monica is accidentally chainsawed to death, a full body cast was made of actress Kim Poire, which included a reloadable cartridge down the area that was to be chainsawed. This was then packed solid with blood bags. This meant that the cartridge could be taken out and reloaded for each take. Oh my God.
Who gave the old man chainsaw duty? Like, what do you think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, come on now. I don't think they gave it to him. I think he just, like, picked it up and was like, okay, I'm going to use this.
Where was Terry and CJ at this point? Or was was CJ in their car? No, he wasn't.
No.
Terry was there.
Ving. Yeah,
Step
Terry
up,
was
Terry.
there, yeah. Yeah.
Your girlfriend caused all this.
Yeah, ding dong.
Right some wrongs, man.
And last, but certainly not least, clearly the body count is very, very high, but I couldn't find it. But I found an answer to a question we were wondering earlier.
Ooh. I mean, the body count would probably be like 6 billion, 7 billion. Yeah, it's like the whole world.
So many. According to the lost tape, which contains gun shop owner Andy's personal video diary, accessible as a bonus feature on the director's cut DVD, the main characters arrive at the mall early in the movie on May the 9th. Therefore, the movie opens a day earlier on May the 8th. Andy mentions that attacks on citizens by the undead had already started on the 7th. Andy makes his last entry just before he turns into one of the undead on June the 6th. And the movie ends on that same day, not including the footage during the end credits. This places the events of Dawn of the Dead in a space of just 29 days. And all the action between the credits begins and ends at dawn.
Wow, they're a bunch of impatient people then. Like, if they're already stir crazy after 29 days, I can do that stand on my head.
And in a mall, no less. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna go fuck off to
like my tiny little
fucking
apartment
Brookstone
by myself. I did 6 months. Weeklings.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, we learned to do that in the pandemic, but yeah, it's just like,
that's what I mean.
29 days is nothing. Yeah, 29 days is nothing.
Yeah, it's cup of coffee.
Yeah, but that was so great. I love that movie.
They haven't done a sequel to this in a world where it's always, because they left it ambiguous, like,
I mean, oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
true.
clamoring for one, but
yeah,
like that's kind of what they do. Anything that's successful that people have heard
Yeah.
of, like doing
Yeah.
it, like keep it going until it doesn't make money.
yeah, exactly. But that was kind of a before the time of like cinematic universes and making tons of sequels, and
I'm just surprised they haven't revisited it, especially when like zombies
surprised
were
too.
like a big thing.
Well, he did. He did make Army of the Dead, which they're making like a TV show and a sequel and a prequel and like all kinds of shit from that.
Who did that?
Army of the Dead, Zack Snyder.
He did?
Yeah, he made Army of the Dead. Yeah.
I never saw that.
You didn't see the one with Batista?
No, I've seen the original, and that always like fucked me up. Like that's a
dude,
that's a
Army of the-
depressing movie. Oh
Army
no!
or no.
No, I'm thinking of
You're
Day
thinking
of the Dead.
Day of the Dead.
No, I've seen
No.
Army of the Dead with Thomas Jane.
No, Army of the Dead is the one with Batista, Dave Batista, and that just came out on Netflix.
The Netflix one. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're making
Land
a prequel
of the Dead is what I was thinking.
yeah,
of. But that was Romero.
with John Leguizamo. Yeah, they have Army of the Dead,
And Dennis
which was
Hopper.
Batista, and they're making a prequel TV show where it's like the early days of the zombie outbreak, and Batista's leading his group of people and like saving people and locking up Vegas, and then they're making
they just like glossed over that.
Yeah.
Like that was like the opening credits. It's just like this just happened, and now it's like contained.
Yeah, I think they're making.
And they did a spin-off with the German guy.
Yeah,
Which was
odd. Yeah,
I was like, he's the last character in that entire movie that I wanted to know more about. It was kind of good.
Yep.
It was kind of.
I enjoyed it for what it was worth. Yeah.
I was very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, and it'll be, I think they're gonna make a sequel to Army of the Dead 2 as well. I don't know. We'll see.
I enjoyed Army of the Dead, but yeah, I'd like to actually see
thought it was
the whole
fun.
thing go down. Like I thought it was an interesting take to be like, yeah, they basically quarantined it. Like they got a hold of it somehow.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, that's it. What are we doing next week?
Coming up next week, we have a guest from the Jacked Up Review Show. We will be doing Enemy of the State. That's it.
Yes.
I almost said Enemy at the Gates.
Yeah.
Which, we should
also
do.
a great movie.
I like that movie.
Also a great movie.
Based on a
yeah.
true story.
Yeah, nudge, nudge, wink,
You ever
wink.
seen what Vasily Zaitsev actually looked like? Not Jude Law.
Sounds about
That
right.
is a unfortunate looking dude.
Mm-hmm.
But he killed a lot of Nazis, so whatever. Good on him. Good on him.
Yeah. Good on him. Good on you, sir. But yeah, that's about it. Anything else you want to add?
No, I don't think so. Why don't you hit us where you can find us?
You can find us at www.actionmoviebookclub.com. You can also find us on Twitter at ActionMovieBC or on Instagram at Action Movie Book Club. You can also find us on YouTube and TikTok. Just type in Action Movie Book Club. You'll find tons of great fun little videos. Hans is putting together clips from our show as little YouTube shorts. Like and subscribe to get all the fun new stuff. Also on TikTok with the kids. Like it on there, share. And while you're at it, if you're listening and you haven't yet, like and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. And just to boost us up in the old algorithm, anything helps. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's about it on my end.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
So much fun. That was great.
But we've talked long enough, so
Yes.
why don't you take us out?
Happy trails, Hans.